York's classic rock. Q1043.
To play scenes from an Italian restaurant while we're debuting Vinnie Pastore's Italian sauce.
Wow, you're the first person to discuss this.
And I have a beautiful jar here, and this is it looks very good.
Yeah.
You could tell. You could. I mean, this looks homemade.
We
It looks
took a lot of time.
Homemade.
Yeah.
That you put in a jar because it has the oil
up on top.
Exactly.
And on the bottom, you can see the tomatoes sitting down
with
there.
the seeds. You could see the seeds.
Right. We're not fooling around.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. What does it say here?
Well, it says there's no sugar in it.
It says,
diabetics like
Vinnie
myself.
Pastore's Italian sauce has no sugar added and a bold taste of tomatoes. Comes straight from Italy, which pairs perfectly with pasta, pizza, chicken, seafood, steak, or any meal. Vinnie grew up in New York. Vinnie grew up in New York as a third-generation Italian and always wanted to create a traditional, delicious sauce to enjoy with friends and family.
But it doesn't say I got elected to the national board on the job.
We don't have to.
Which is more important to you, your sauce, or that you're now?
I don't know. I mean, come on. I got my union card 1990 working on.
I got mine in 1972.
You did?
Yeah.
I got mine in 73.
Wow. You remember how you got your union card, Jimmy?
Yeah. I went to work for ABC, and you
so you got your AFTRA card first,
right?
Because of the radio,
right?
And then that was way before the merge.
The SAG card I got for doing commercials.
Chrysler commercials. No,
those weren't the first that I did. The first ones were the computer games back in the early '80s. Some early computer games.
You make a lot of money?
No.
Well, how'd you get your union card?
I was working at MMR in Philly.
Yeah.
My first radio
That's
station.
right. You're a Philly girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your first one was?
I worked on a TV show for ABC called Gideon Oliver. And Tony Lip was on the show with me, and that's when I met Tony Lip. Do you know Green Book was all about Tony Lip? The movie
that
Green
was
Book.
a great movie.
Yeah, it's all about Tony Lip, my man. Tony was an actor, and then, before he was an actor, he was working at the Copa. He was a semi-wise guy. And, and then who ever thought that the kids walk away with an Academy Award for that?
Yeah.
You know?
It was worth it.
That's like today's Marty type movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It was a feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, it made you feel,
saw it.
I loved it. It made you feel good about humanity.
Yeah. And you brought up Marty, which, of course was way, way, way before our time, but we've all had the chance to see it, subsequently on TV through the years. But when Ernest Borgnine just bangs on that bus stop sign and has that...
Because he met the girl of his life.
Has that big smile on his face. I mean, it just, makes you feel so good.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's so amazing about what you do for a living, is because you bring characters to life that have an impact upon all of us who watch your characterizations. And
it's not easy, Jimmy. It's not easy.
Can you explain to me? We are now, my husband and I are rewatching The Sopranos because he never saw it, so we're watching it from beginning to end. We're in season 4.
Am I dead yet?
Explain to me. You're dead. Explain to me why Big Pussy became such an iconic character. You were killed off in season 3.
Season 2.
How did that happen? How are you one of the most iconic characters?
Because I'll tell you why. This is what I feel. We shot the pilot, and then David started writing. He wrote the first season. He didn't write the second season until after the first season aired, and he started getting feedback. And then he wrote the second season, and he told me what he was going to write. He was going to write me being a rat, and then they put the heart and soul into the second season because they did that was going to be the last season. They didn't know they were going to go 7 years, So they really wrote great stuff for me and Jimmy. The stuff with me and Jimmy was, and then me and Louis Lombardi and me and Tony Sirico, it was good stuff.
It was great stuff. I mean, it holds up every bit as much today. And even though I am rewatching it, I don't even remember most of what happened.
Yeah.
It's like it's all new again.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things ever on TV.
Well, they say that
it really
that
was.
Sopranos, that series was the birth of this new golden era of television.
So I just came back from Saudi Arabia. I did. I was over there with Federico and Vince Curatolo and Kevin Dillon and Kevin Conley and Shannon Elizabeth and the original Hulk. and William Shatner. We did a Comic-Con over there, and we had a lot of fans, and they were telling me that they released Game of Thrones in Saudi Arabia first, and then they put Sopranos, and like the fans out there are only up to like the 4th season. So now guy comes up to me, kid, he says, and he sees my picture up on the wall. He says, "That ain't you." I said, "That's me 20 years ago." See, they don't get that it was 20 years ago. They think it's now.
Because it's new to them.
It's brand new to them, right? Yeah.
Well, you will make the public debut of your sauce.
Yeah.
At Sopranos Con, which is Saturday.
Saturday down out in
Well, it's
in the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
Expo. Yeah.
Well, it's
it kind of worked out. I mean, these guys were trying to push to get the rights and all this stuff with the labels and stuff, and all of a sudden, boom, it all came together. So we're gonna have a big display, and people who come to Soprano Con, they could buy my sauce. I'll sign it, but I'm also there to sign pictures and. And I think there's going to be about 100 cast members at this venue. They're even having their horse. That pile mine.
Really?
They're having the horse.
What?
Well, I know Dominic is going to be there.
Dominic, yeah.
And Tony is going to be there.
Yes.
At the Polly Walnuts, of course. And Drea and Vincent. I mean, it's going to be
that scene with Drea.
Oh.
I'm dreading rewatching it, Vinny.
What, the one with
brace
little
myself.
Steven?
I gotta
Yeah, the
brace
one with
myself.
Steven.
I wondered, did he really kill her?
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we never see it.
Well, we never see her again.
Okay, so at the end of The Sopranos,
Yeah.
do you think the way I think that it went to black, they're all dead?
I've been thinking about it, and then people ask me these questions all the time, and I rewatched it, and I'm really thinking he got whacked.
I think so, too.
Because he just killed Phil Leotardo, and it was like a revenge thing. That's what I'm thinking now.
What else could it mean to go
But the
black?
point is, you don't know.
Well,
So
that's
that
why he
makes it-
did that.
Yeah.
So you don't know, and he left it open as a writer producer. If he had to come back with something else, if Jimmy still lived, we probably would be doing a big movie with Jimmy.
But you know, Steve Sharippa in the boat with Jimmy earlier in that season was talking about what happens if you die. Does everything just go black?
And
Remember
Yeah.
that?
Oh, you
conversation?
guys really did your homework.
Yeah.
No, you just
Everything
remember.
goes black.
You know, David Chase is a genius because look how
Don't tell him
many
that.
years later, I would tell him to his face, because look how many years later we are still talking about the ending. Best ending ever for a movie or a TV show, because you can't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Drove me nuts. I thought something was wrong with my TV.
We're all
Like,
hitting
what?
the TVs.
I was in L.A. working in Westwood with Tyus Shire,
Yeah.
and the next day TMZ comes up to me. I'm walking down Washington Boulevard, and the guy says, "So what did you think of the ending last night?" I didn't know what he was talking about, because like when you're working on a movie, you're not thinking about going home on Sunday night watching television. Then I says, "Well, what happened?" And so then I watched it. And I said, "Why did he do that?" And I was like freaking out. Like, why did he do that to people, And here it is. You're right. 20 years later, and they're talking about the ending.
It's Vincent Pastore who's with us. Talking about Vinnie Pastore's sauce, and we'll be right back at 7:17 here at the Q. Okay, Vinnie. Now, Sopranos Con is at the Meadowlands Expo Center in Secaucus. That's
this Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. And besides the big public debut of your sauce, which is a Neapolitan marinara sauce, I'm told.
Yeah, right.
And
why not? Why? That's what my family's Napolitan.
And it features organic whole-peeled San Marzano tomatoes imported from Italy. Okay. Well, besides the sauce, and besides all the big stars that are going to be there, there's going to be food and live comedy and screenings and panel discussions and autograph opportunities and trivia contests and memorabilia displays. And the people who sang "Woke Up This Morning," the theme.
Yeah, they're going to be there.
The Alabama 3, they're going to play.
They're going to play. This guy Michael Moda really put it together well. He's got everything. He got comedians that are from the show. Tony Darrow's going to do a skit, and this kid Nicky's doing a skit, and they're going to show films. But I think what's so cool about it is, like, when you go to Chiller Fest and there's all these different icons, you're going to go to this fest, and it's I mean, they're going to have the Russian that went up in the tree. He's going to be there.
Wow. Whatever happened to the Russian?
Well, he's going to be at Sopranos Con.
There you go.
that was a funny scene.
Yes.
He's going to be there.
Yes.
Tony Sirico's showing up, and Drea, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
So you've been doing a lot of work. You have your band, and you do a lot of your charity work and stuff like that. Your band is Big Pussy's Gangster Squad, and
you just did
you're in a
Wonderbar
Hulu film, right?
Yeah, I'm on Wu-Tang.
Right, which
Wu-Tang.
is about Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan, American Saga. I play Riz's mother, Linda, worked in my restaurant, Larry's Rib Shop on Staten Island. True story, and the whole first season is about them growing up, and I'm featured. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in, 7 of the 10 episodes?
Yeah, RZA was good to me. RZA from the Wu-Tang. Yeah, he's a good guy. They hired me,
And you did some Hawaii 5-0
I
stuff?
did Y50. I got a movie I start
Does that
December.
mean you got to go to Hawaii?
Yeah, I went to Hawaii. What do you think? I shot it at Orchard Beach?
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I was over there for 20 days.
And you're also an acting teacher.
Let me tell you for
You're an acting teacher.
Yes, I'm a
at
teacher
HB
at
Studio.
HB Studios. I'm into my 8th workshop.
Okay, which is one of the highly
My
regarded.
daughter went there when she was a
Who'd
kid.
she study with?
I
You don't
don't
remember?
but man, it was one of the.
Tell her to come back and study with Uncle Vinny.
Yeah, it's so far away.
Oh.
She's in
No, we have fun down there on Tuesday nights. Yeah, I'm doing good. Maureen Van Zant's my assistant. She's with me, Stevie's wife. So speaking of Sopranos, I get a phone call from David Chase, and he said, Vinny, the kid playing you, I need him to walk around with you for the new...
for the prequel.
Yeah.
The movie.
So I said, well, okay, David, have him call me up. So he called me up, and the kid he's half Filipino and half Texan. I don't know where they come up and figures he could play me, but he comes, and I said, come to my acting class. So he walks in, and he didn't know that Maureen's my assistant, and little Steven happened to come that night. So he walks in, and he sees little Steven, Maureen, and me in an acting class, and he hung out with me for a couple of days, and he did a good job.
Yeah,
But David had all the kids doing that.
Well, that's smart.
That's
He
very
had, the
smart.
guy who played little Steven when he was young, Silvio was young. He had him hanging around with these guys. It was pretty cool.
Well, that was
Yeah,
smart.
that
Mike.
was smart.
And James Gandolfini's son.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, that's
He's playing his
unbelievable.
father. Wow.
I mean, talk about
And
a
he
weight on your
auditioned
shoulders.
3 or 4 times to get it. They didn't just hand
Really?
it to him. Yeah.
Well, coming up in just a few minutes after the news and some music, we're going to give away VIP tickets. Well, actually, we're going to have Vinnie give away the VIP tickets for Sopranos Con, and that's coming up.
And what do? They're going to, guess something or something?
Well, they're going to call, and they're going to talk to you, and you're going to say, hey, I got tickets for you.
Oh, okay, good.
It's going to be, so that they talk to you.
Is this fixed?
No. What are you, crazy?
I want to know if you already told your buddy to call me up.
No, what we're going to do is do
I
do
know how
like
you
a
are, Jim.
random caller, and
So
then
call up Vinny,
you're
do
going
free
to talk
tickets
to them. You're
All
gonna
right,
talk
okay.
to
It's
them.
probably your buddy. That's okay.
Everybody who
That's
listens
right.
is our buddy.
Everyone is our
Oh,
friend.
come on.
Vinnie Pastore
Big pussy.
and other characters.
Yep.
What do you have to say about your career so far? Because you've been in more than 170, you've been in like 170 film and TV productions.
And radio.
Yeah, but no, 170 film and TV acting credits.
Oh, okay. 170?
Yeah,
You counted, Jim?
we did the research.
Wow.
I mean, you've played a lot
Yeah, I keep working.
of characters. And all 3 of us, we've all been on The Apprentice, but that's a different thing.
Oh, we don't go
altogether.
there now.
You don't?
We don't know.
But anyway,
Okay, all right.
I mean, you've done so much work, and you made such a U-turn from your career as a club owner up in Westchester. The band you used to hire the bands.
Listen
to
to
come play in
this.
the
This is
club.
true story. I'm in Saudi Arabia with Kevin Dillon, and everybody thinks Matt Dillon broke me into the business, but it was Kevin. And I'm looking at the Doors thing you got in back here. because Kevin played the drummer in the Doors movie. And what happened is that I was running the club in New Rochelle, and Maddie and Kevin used to come in, and all of a sudden Kevin says, I'm taking you downtown, and he brought me into the city, and I went on auditions, and we're in Saudi Arabia all these years later, and he's laughing, and he's telling everybody that story, how he broke me into the business. So was Kevin.
He discovered you.
He did. He's proud of it. He's
He used to
proud of
stand
it.
at the front door of your club
Yeah.
and
He
collect the admission money.
He
People
calls
were
me Uncle
coming in.
Vinny. I discovered Uncle Vinny.
And you've got a new film?
Yeah, I go to work first week in December. They already started production. They changed the name. Originally it was The Birthday Cake. Now they're changing the name, and it's with Ewan McGregor, Val Kilmer, and Lorraine Bracco, and Joey Diaz. And I go to work in December. I get a nice part, a lot of lines. So I'm not quitting.
Okay.
Nice.
Sopranos Con.
Soprano Con.
This Saturday, it's Sopranos Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to make sure that
As
S
opposed to
is in
Soprano
there.
Con?
Yeah, because otherwise you screw up the website.
Oh,
Okay?
I don't know. What
because
do I know?
it's sopranoscon.com.
Right.
So if you don't have the S in there.
And then I'm going to Great Britain.
Okay.
With your buddy Sharippa and Michael Imperioli. We're going over in May. We got 14 cities booked. I'm going to see if Van Morrison comes to one of my gigs. I'm really going to invite him because we're going to be in Belfast,
Okay.
in Dublin, and
Is he a fan?
he's a big Soprano fan.
Is he really?
Yeah, when he was at the Beacon, Ron Delsner introduced me to Van, and whenever he's in New York, even Hollywood Bowl, even better. We were backstage one time at the Hollywood Bowl. It was me, Stallone, Frankie Stallone, Sly Stallone, Richie Palmer, me, Mark Burnett, hanging out with Van Morrison, and he's so good. Everybody thinks he's a nasty person. He's not. He's
No,
not
he
nasty.
just doesn't like his hits.
Yeah, he just hates Brown Eyed Girl.
It's just peculiar.
He won't play Brown Eyed Girl.
He doesn't want to.
Well, he doesn't. He's
He
forced
hates
to.
it.
He
He hates it.
He doesn't want to do the oldies too much. He wants to do his new stuff.
Right.
Yeah, wow, that's Van the Man. Come on.
741 at the queue. 888-872-1043. Caller 25 is going to win the Sopranos Con VIP passes from Vinnie personally.
Wait a second. I don't understand this. You already know who's winning this
No.
now?
No, I just said
it's
caller
random.
25
Oh,
at
okay. So whoever calls in.
43. Yeah.
Okay, because I know you and your boys.
What?
Jim.
Me and my boys.
Just to
This
get a
is
jar
not
of
the
sauce.
Sopranos culture.
I don't know
Right,
about
right.
Jimmy. Where'd you grow up?
Detroit.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty
He
honest
doesn't
out there.
even know
Motown.
from that culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Where
I
it
know.
grew
Did you used to date Madonna?
No, but I. No, but I was in a stairwell alone with her once. It's 7:42 here at Q1. Nobody cared. Remember?
That
When
you
Madonna,
did?
Wait, remember?
It was very early.
Remember
Madonna.
when Madonna came up to be on
I
our
do.
show?
I
Okay,
do.
and so I had to take her down the stairs from the 9th floor to the 8th floor in the building we were in, and we went to our studio, which had windows. Nobody came by to look in the window. Nobody paid any attention at all. You know, and
She was just coming up.
within months, biggest star in the world.
Blew
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Does she talk to you now?
No.
Oh, she doesn't know who we are.
Yeah, she wouldn't
Are you
know.
What are you
kidding?
talking about? I call her Madge.
I'm looking through the window to see if we're up to color 25 yet. And we're also going to include a jar of the marinara sauce along with
How
Signed.
you gonna get it to them?
We're
It's
going to
break.
mail it. We're going to
You're
mail
gonna
it.
Mail it to them.
We know how to package things
Oh, all
and
right,
send
good.
them.
Tell them I'll deliver it.
No, I'm not going to tell them that.
Then I'll ring the bell and bring it in.
Oh, okay. Chris, do we have caller 25 yet? Who can go this weekend? Okay.
Yes.
All right. We do. And this would be Dave. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Hey, Dave.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
All
How you
right.
doing, Dave?
I'm doing fine, Vinny.
Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Boonton, New Jersey right now.
What are you in your house or in your car?
I just walked out of my place of business.
Isn't that where Jackie was
I'm
killed?
outside.
Wasn't it Booten?
I don't know. You really watch this show.
I'm telling you, I'm in the middle of it.
Is this guy got to tell us?
Jackie Jr..
So, did he automatically win just by picking up the phone?
Yeah.
Tell him what he won, Jimmy.
Okay, Dave, you've got a pair of VIP tickets to Sopranos Con at the Meadowlands Expo Center. That's coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And for our friends who'd like to purchase tickets, visit sopranoscon.com. That's sopranoscon.com.
Yeah, I got a good idea about the sauce.
Yeah.
Why don't he come by my booth and we'll give him the sauce there?
Okay,
Instead of you
that's
mailing it to
easy.
him.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a good
Right,
idea.
come on. You got to go for the $10 to mail him the jar of sauce.
Okay, Dave, does that sound like a good idea to you?
It sounds fantastic.
Yeah, come
to
by
me.
the booth. We'll give you a jar of sauce and I'll sign it to you.
Great.
Okay, so Dave, stay on the line so we can make all the arrangements.
Okay, nice talk. I see you Saturday, Dave.
Okay, any other shameless plugs before you go?
Going to be at the Wonder Bar July 11th for Big Pussy's birthday bash.
July 11th?
Yeah, I'm going to be
I'm putting
74.
it down.
I've been playing at Daryl's house with my band.
Yeah.
I rented to
That's
Daryl.
Daryl Hall's place.
The Darryl Hall. I rented to Daryl. The band is doing really fine. They're doing the garden. So let me give a plug for Hall & Oates. What else do you want me to say? Soprano Con. I'm happy. I'm healthy.
Sopranos Con.
Sopranos Con. Sopranos. Stutters eat. Sopranos Con. Saturday and Sunday. Meadowlands. I got my new sauce. Vinnie Pastore's. What's it called? Marijuana sauce?
Marinara sauce.
Marinara sauce.
And
That's coming when they legalize.
Well, actually, somebody from California already called me.
all right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
Okay.
surprise.
Well, it's 7:45, and
I want to say goodbye to you guys.
Vinny, it's
I love
always-
you, Jimmy. Listen, I'm so happy I'm in the union with you. But when you run for president, I'm running for your vice president. I'm on your ticket, man. We'll get a lot of votes.
Unstoppable.
We're moving, man.
by the way, I just want you to know we are very, very good friends. We ran on opposing slates.
But just
in the
think of the
election.
no, yeah,
merger
right.
of
Because
the-
I was
of the
running on
two
Matthew
sides.
Modine's ticket.
Yeah, he
Right.
was
I was with Modine.
He was on Matthew
Who got
Modine's.
ripped apart.
He was on Matthew Modine's ticket. I was on Gabriel
Yeah.
Carteris's ticket. But that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because
We're
I'm
tight.
in. I'm
We're
in.
tight.
And I'm in.
And
And
you're
before I
friends.
leave, I have to tell you something. I didn't take that serious when I was told they want you to run. I said, yeah, sure. I didn't. And what did Shelley say? You said you won because of my popularity. Now I got to do a good job.
Of course you do.
Now I
See,
gotta
that's
do
the
the
thing.
job.
As I've said to Shelley before, you run for the job, you got to do the work.
Now you got to do the work. I
Okay.
got to show up.
All
Okay,
right.
love you. Take care of your health, baby.
And you
All
too,
right,
Vinny.
bye. And enjoy your sauce. I know you're going to eat it tonight. You're not going to go out to eat. You're going to make sauce with ziti, right? With
No,
ziti?
no. I'll maybe some. I like spaghetti.
Okay, all right. Let me know
You're
how
gonna
it tastes.
you're gonna make
okay.
the spaghetti.
Yeah, he's gonna make it. He's boiling. You put the
You put it
spaghetti
in
in the
water.
water. You boil it. How easy is that?
This is Jim Kerr. You're
New York's classic rock. Q1043.